share this in Discord, and then we'll start. My Star Wars remix playlist on that I got from Apple Music. That's playing in the background. Wearing last stare, so here we stare. There's that moment. I kind of just watered my hair before I started, so it would stay backing out my face. Because with everything going on, it is very annoying when your hair goes very fast. Almost ready. One more Discord to share the link in, and then we're done. Also, if you'd like to join my Discord, it's in the description down below. I just ruined my hair doing that, but whatever. Alright. That's all the Discords I needed shared in. So, let's talk about Star Wars, Rise of Skywalker. The movie that came out in December united the whole Star Wars fan base and cured everyone that was sick and stopped world hunger and committed world peace. What are we talking about? This thing just divided the Star Wars fan base just like Last Jedi did. Sorry, that might be loud. Turn that down some. There we go. So, Star Skywalker. Before I go into this time, I took notes. So yeah, before I go into everything about that, let's give you a rundown real quick of my initial thoughts. Because I saw this one in theaters. Saw it the 21st day after it came out, so that was fun. Coming out of the theater when I saw it, I was just thrilled and happy that I saw it. Like, it was just like, yes, I've seen all the new Star Wars movies that came out in theaters. I saw Force Awakens theaters, Rogue One in theaters, Last Jedi in theaters, Solo in theaters, and Rise of Skywalker in theaters. Go drinking my Coke. Best soda or pop, whatever you say. Best soda ever. Don't at me. So I took notes, about 2 3/4 of a page of notes. I was thinking at the top of here, my pen would as I'm writing, my pen would quit, and so I'm trying to get it to work. So here we go. It literally just opens up with Kylo mowing guys down on some planet. I didn't make a point to remember the planets' names in this one, but it just opens up and Kylo just mowing guys down like a beast. He didn't give a care, which that was a cool scene, opening it up and everything. Get us into the action, which for 2.5 hours long, this movie runs through everything very fast. It going through light speed, basically. So yeah, he's doing that to find the Sith Wayfinder so he can get to only planet that I really remember, Exegol, to find Emperor Palpatine. Yes, he's back. Emperor Palpatine is back. Do it, guy. So yeah, leaves him back to Palps, and he gets there, and Palps is like, "I want you to kill the girl," and friggin' it never really truly gives an explanation. He's like, "I want you to kill the girl and end all the Jedi, so there will only be Sith left." Okay, Palps, do your thing. We'll have Kylo do your bidding. So yeah, and then next up we get Poe, Chewie, Finn, and some other guy. They get a message from a guy who got a message from a spy in the First Order. So yeah, uh, that's revealed later. We'll get to that. He's like, how can we ever thank you? Win the war. Okay, okay, green guy, win the war. And also, we find out light speed skipping is a thing, so that's something. I'm just gonna call it light speed jumping because that sounds far better than light speed skipping. Because like you're still going into light speed, so like you're not skipping light speed really. God dang it, this thing on my glasses. There's like a rubber thing on my glasses. It sticks on there. But back. Then Rey's training with Leia. Like, when we get to Rey, she's like in the she's sitting with in the air, floating in the air with a bunch of rocks spinning around, and she's like, "Be with me, be with me." Being like, "Hey, all the Jedi's just tell me I'm the best Jedi ever." So yeah, and then she chases after one of the I don't know Jedi training droid things. Like Luke had to go do one in A New Hope when he's on the Millennium Falcon. It's like the singing thing, like. Like that's kind of the noise it makes as it flies around and stuff. Also, we get truly no explanation for why Palpatine is back or anything. But apparently, the writer Chris Terrio or something, he's like, oh, it actually does say how he's back. Palpatine's like the dark side of the Force is a pathway to many abilities some consider unnatural. Like, you went back, watched Revenge of the Sith, and I was like, let me pluck that line and pluck it here in the Rise of Skywalker script. So there's that. Yeah, no reason for why he's back. Also, we in Force Awakens and Last Jedi we had the First Order. Now we have the Final Order. So that's a thing. Also, Rose isn't important at all in this one. I was thinking she was pushed a lot more in Last Jedi. Was like the new main character in Last Jedi, and then Disney saw how no one really liked her, and they're like, get sidelined. You have to stay on Pasana or wherever it is that the new Resistance base was. Like, you stay and study the old Star Destroyer stuff, which wouldn't help you with these new ones. We'll get to that later. Foreshadowing. And then, Kylo Ren tracks them down. I think Basana is the one where the whole like party thing is, or whatever. Kylo Ren tracks them down there. Knights of Ren show up. Oh yeah, they're still relevant in the J.J. Abrams Star Wars movies, which really nothing or anything at all. They're just kind of here, like, hey, we're here. We don't have any lines. We're just here to look cool. So yeah, they're just there. And let's see, Lando shows up. Oh, original trilogy actor Billy D. Williams. Like, Billy D. Williams is great. Lando is also great. He's wearing one of the same outfits that Donald Glover wore as Lando in Solo, like the yellow one. Like, he wore the yellow outfit. That's the one he's wearing. Oh, and Stormtroopers Fly now. That was one of the TV spots I remember for Rise of Skywalker. Like on, I was thinking that stormtroopers are chasing Rey, Poe, Finn, BB-8. And it's thinking one of them just flings and starts flying up there. Thinking C-3PO, oh, they fly now. Finn, they fly now. Poe, they fly now. Like, it's like calm. Like, okay, my hair already looks the way it has this morning. Oh well. Yeah. Also, force healing's a thing, which the Wednesday before Rise of Skywalker came out, Disney released an episode of Mandalorian. It was, I think, episode 7 of The Mandalorian came out before then, because Baby Yoda force healed a guy, and so that episode came out before Rise of Skywalker, because Rise of Skywalker, Rey force heals some serpent snake thing, yeah, and then let's see. It was after that the Knights of Ren showed up and they did nothing really. Well, I mean, they caught Chewie and basically, and also Kylo's there, and so Rey starts pulling the aircraft that they think Chewie's in. Think Chewie's in. Kylo said, "No, I want that," and they're playing tug of war with it basically, and then Rey is like struggling so hard that she shoots force lightning. Like, hey guys, watching. She's a Palpatine. I know we're gonna say this movie, but we're gonna go ahead and tell you now, even though later on it's supposed to be a shocking moment, we're just gonna tell you now that she's a Palpatine. Grab my Coke. See. Oh yeah. They're on the ship that some guy that Luke and Lando were tracking, and they find a new droid, who's actually voiced by J.J. Abrams, the director, yada yada, you get it. There's also a 10-inch Funko Pop of Dio, so yeah, I don't have that though. Then we're on Kojima, something like that, because while they were with the serpent thing that Rey was healing, they found the dagger that said where to find the second Sith Wayfinder, because there are only 2 of them were made for some reason. And C-3PO, it's like wrote in Sith, and C-3PO can translate it, but his programming forbids him from saying what it is. So they have to go to Kojima, and we find out we get another new character, Zori Bliss, played by Kerry Russell, and yeah, find out that Poe was a spice runner. So like, sorry, we find out he's a spice runner. So it's like, could we get a TV show of him before he joined the Resistance thing? Because I'm like, I kind of want to see what his spice running days were like, but who knows? Then, let's see, the guy find this one dude, one little dude named Babu Frick, who is hilarious, who's funny. Yeah, he doesn't have many lines, but yeah, he's funny. And he fixes 3PO. 3PO translates it to where they go, and yada yada. Once again, Kylo Ren tracks Rey down there. So yeah, and plans kill her, as Palpatine said. Oh, also when they were on Pasana, they had. I'm gonna. So in Last Jedi, they introduced with Rey and. So I'm like looking at my screen. I'm like, where do my hands go? So they introduced like Rey and Kylo Ren, like they can see each other through the Force stuff. So I'm calling it Force time, because Apple has FaceTime. I'm calling it Force time. So they did a Force time while Rey was on Pasana and stuff, and she was wearing a necklace, and I was thinking Kylo snatched it, and somehow they were able to manage to track it to the planet that they were specifically on. So that's how they found out they were on Pasana, and then Force time again. Shoot, yeah. By the time that shoot, Shoot, I'm trying to think of how he figured out they were there. Oh, they figured out that Chewie was alive. So they went up to the Kylo Star Destroyer that was in the atmosphere already, somehow. And before they got up there, thinking Rey and Ben force time, and they shoot. See, this is why I take notes. I try to remember things. Actually, they went up. They went to the ship, and Kylo came down there because whatever. They force time fought again, and Rey was in Kylo's Kylo's like quarters, and he had the Darth, and he has the Darth Vader shrine thing, and they broke that, and like parts of it shattered on Kojima where Kylo was, and so he's like, "She's on my." If I can do like the voice, "She's on my quarters," or whatever like that. So he has to go back up there to go find her and stuff. Yeah, yada. Oh, and also there they free Chewie, yada yada, and they find out that General Hux was the spy in the first within the First Order because his explanation was, "I don't care if you guys win, I just want Kylo to lose." I'm like, so you want them to win? That's basically what you just said. Which they were gonna execute Finn. They were gonna execute Finn, Poe, and Chewie, and I was thinking when they were doing it, Hux walked up. He's like, "I'd like to do this myself." Then he kills the 3 stormtroopers that were gonna do it. Let's see, then they get to wherever the stinking whatever planet the Death Star was on, which don't ask me how, because that blew up, but there are still remaining parts of it. So they're there, and we meet another new character named Jana, who used to be a stormtrooper. Wonder where they got that idea from. Oh, wait. Finn. FN2187. Still remember that. Huh. See, blah, blah. And Rey goes over to the Death Star using a skiff or whatever. It's across the body of water. She goes there. Finds the second. She finds the second Sith Wayfinder, and then she sees a dark side of herself, version of herself, which is only there for only in the movie for 15 seconds, which that was just used for legit, just used for the trailer, like, hey, Rey might go bad, but this is only going to be in the film for 15 seconds. Rey and Kylo fight, which they fight what seems like every 15 minutes in this film. It's just ridiculous. I kind of found it annoying this time watching it. This would be my third. It would have been my third time watching it, so I kind of found it annoying. Because I was like, every 15 minutes they force time and fight, but this time when they're on the Death Star, they actually fought. Like they were both physically there, not a force time fight. Rey stabs Kylo, killing him, and then brings him back to life, force healing style, and everything. Which Leia also she's like earlier. She's like, when my son dies, I die. So yeah, then Rey takes Kylo's ship, heads back to Ahch-To, where Luke isolated himself, and then we get the Han Solo scene, which does not make any dang sense. It makes 0 sense. Because Kylo slash Ben, he's like, you're just a memory, but I'm like, you're having a literal talk right now. There's no way that you would remember a talk like this specifically. I'm like, this doesn't make sense, Kylo. It doesn't make any dang sense. Okay, and that's page 1 of notes. Time to go through 3/4 of a page of notes during this 2.5 hour long movie. Yeah, now, I'll show you the inside of this thing when we're done here. This is the Walmart exclusive one. I got this for my birthday. Need to do a birthday /April 2020 haul video. And then, so I think Kylo went back to Palpatine or something. And so Palpatine said, hey, the Final Order, hey, I got these new ships. I got these new Star Destroyers, which we made Death Star cannons and put them to the bottom of it. It's like, so you didn't need a Death Star at all. Now you have like a bajillion Death Destroyers. That's what I'm gonna call them. They're not Death Stars, and they're Star Destroyers, but I'm gonna call them Death Destroyers. I don't care if they have an actual name. I'm gonna call them what I want to call them. You can't tell me anything different. Disney / Lucasfilm. So yeah. Oh, also at Palpatine's room on Exegol, like there's just a bunch of people, just like it's like a whole stadium, and it's just a bunch of people that are just sitting there, oh, rah, 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 or something like that. I watched a video yesterday about like the music for Rise of Skywalker, and like John Williams had like 3 hours worth of music done. And apparently there was gonna be like a revised version of like Duel of the Fates, which would have been awesome. But like it was used in one of the TV spots. I might have to go find it during the stream. Alright, and then Lando shows back up when they're during the fight on Exegol and singing they've been fighting and stuff, and Poe's like, my friends, I'm sorry, I thought we had a shot. There's too many of them. Then Lando comes in over the radio, he's like, but there are more of us, Poe. There are more of us. Then Poe comes around over the side of a Death Destroyer, and then there's just the Millennium Falcon and a bunch of friggin' ships just there. And a friend of mine, Astromech, I watch him. There's a video from when the trailer came out, and in there you see the Ghost from Star Wars Rebels with all those ships. So yeah. And Cone Face. What did I put for? I don't remember what I was talking about with Cone Face. Cone Face. I'd have to go back and rewatch the movie again, like the last 30 minutes, to remember what I was talking about with Cone Face. I might remember it sometime. But then, so we're back on Arc 2. Rey hadn't showed up yet on Exegol, and she's burning Kylo's tie that she took, and then you see her chuck Luke's lightsaber, and you see Force Ghost Luke catch it. He's like, that's no way to treat a Jedi's weapon. Like, okay, totally not trying to fix the way he acted from stinking Last. I know this is an unpopular opinion, but I enjoyed Last Jedi. I think it's just because I'm like, I like Star Wars. I like Star Wars. I like this movie. And then, blah blah, he gives Rey Leia's lightsaber, so we find out that he trained Leia. And so we get a little flashback scene of Luke and Leia training / kind of fighting each other. And then Luke says to Rey, like, that Leia saw Force vision or whatever, and saying that how she knew that when her son dies, she's gonna die. So yeah, and then Luke lifts his X-Wing up, which also, going back to the video I watched about the music for it, it plays, which I noticed this yesterday and watching, I'm like, when he's lifting the X-Wing up, I'm like, okay, we're using the same music we used from Empire Strikes Back when Yoda lifted the X-Wing. Yeah. Luke's X-Wing. Oh yeah, they referenced the Holdo maneuver. I think that's like maybe the only Last Jedi reference that they truly give. Like one, they're planning everything or whatever, and one dude's like, "We need to pull some Holdo maneuvers," and I'm like, "Ha!" Our only reference to Last Jedi, I believe, Space Forces. I put two E's, so yeah, Space Forces. Yeah, this totally makes logical sense. We're out in space. We're not dying of like freezing up and everything. We're just out in space, riding some horses on the side of a Star Destroyer, not dying of like zero oxygen. This makes sense. And then now, oh, and finally shows up to Exegol with Luke's X-Wing, and Palpatine's like, "Oh, I never wanted you dead. I want you alive." Let me see if I put anything else there. Yeah, she's like, Palp's like, "I want you to strike me down, and my spirit will go into you, and you will be the true Empress." And a whole bunch of stuff. He's like, "You can save your friends if you kill me." Like, yeah, that kind of stuff. Da da da. Yeah, and you see all the fighting up above them in the sky. Palpatine does hand lightning thing, which is freaking stinking. You go back to Return of the Jedi. He only does it on one person, then stinking. Here we are, Episode 9. Freaking just starts taking down a whole. Just takes down pretty much every ship from the Resistance and all that. Now I'm starting to think, if the lightning thing happened before or after everyone showed up, I don't know. But yeah, then Rey, and then stinking Palpatine starts electrocuting Rey, but she has Leia's lightsaber and blocking it, but it's like too powerful or whatever, and she gets Luke's lightsaber and stinking makes her X crossing it and stuff. Oh, and also before all this, Kylo Ben showed up and was also fighting him. Stuff like there's a bunch of stuff I didn't write down, so yeah, like give you an incentive to go watch the movie, I guess. See, um, so Rey's all the Jedi, and she's like Palpatine's like, "I am all the Sith," and Rey's like, "And I am all the Jedi." I'm like, you tried to go for 2 endgames in 1 year, Disney. Nice work. And then Ben dies, and then or back on the one planet, Chewie gets his medal after, like, let me think. This came out in 2019, 77. 42 years later, Chewie finally gets his medal. I mean, I remember hearing that he got it, that back when A New Hope came out, and he didn't get his medal, all the fans were outraged and yada yada, and they gave it to him like on live TV or something. I guess when Disney bought Lucasfilm, that got decanonized or something. It's like, yeah, that's not part of Star Wars canon. So they did it in Rise of Skywalker. Rey goes back to Tatooine, buries Luke and Leia's lightsabers, and makes her own, which is yellow, and that is the end of the movie. The ending was not controversial at all. I didn't hate the ending at all. Who am I kidding? Of course I hated the ending. Freaking sitting there watching it, and I'm like, she's a Palpatine. Then after she buries them, some lady showed up. She's like, "Who are you? We haven't had visitors here in a long time." She's like, "I'm Rey." Rey who? Looks over, Force Ghost, yeah, that's the thing. Force Ghost, Luke, and Leia are standing there, and I'm like, don't. And look, this is me sitting in a theater as she looks over, and Luke and Leia are staying there as Force Ghost. I'm like, don't you say, you better not say, don't you dare say, you do not deserve that name, Rey Skywalker, frick. I'm like, you couldn't have chose a worse thing than Rey Skywalker. I'm like, you know your lineage now, right? You have wanted to know that ever since Force Awakens. And she's like, and she knows her lineage now, but she's like, nah, I'm a Skywalker. I'm like, you're a freaking idiot, right? You're a freaking idiot. So yeah, that was controversial. Wow, this only took me 30 minutes. I thought this was gonna take me at least an hour. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna kind of reread through some of this, see if there, because I remember saying there was something I was gonna look up on YouTube. Sith, Wayfinder, leads with Palpatine, killed girl, and the Jedi, Poe and Chewie, Lightspeed, skipping, Ray training with Leia, no explanation for Palp's return, final orders a thing, Rose important, yay, Kylo Ren finds the group, also Lando shows up, Stormtroopers fly now, forced, now I remember, okay, this is still gonna be in webcam and live scene, but when I find it, I'll pop it up. Let's see, youtube.com. Give me a moment. I don't even know what's going on.
What's your live stream?
I am.
Right now?
Yes.
Really?
Yes, I've been going for a while. Without you. Intentionally.
What? How are you sitting on it?
As I am sitting on the edge. Ha ha ha, I'm right
What are you live on? Computer?
there. Is my phone next? Can you not sit on my phone?
I'm not.
You are. YouTube. Doing random stuff.
Are you on Discord?
No, I'm not on Discord.
Well, like,
YouTube's
are you
taking
live
its
streaming
time. No, I'm not live on Discord, Aiden.
What is that?
This is on YouTube, Aiden, child. That's how I'm doing it. Okay, I see. I'm gonna type in like Duel of the Fate. If I can type correctly. Fates. Rise of Skywalker. Can I type correctly? Walker TV spot. Okay. See. I should. Yeah. I need to see if I'm turned up.
Let's go with the next shot.
Alright. Star Wars Rise of Skywalker. Dual TV spot. Let's see. Just listen for Duel of the Fates theme.
This will be the final word in the story of Skywalker.
They fly now. Yeah, but you can see there. Duel of the Fates revised version by John Williams, and it's not even on the dang. It's not even used in the movie. That's kind of sad. Like, he had 3 hours of in this 2.5 hour long movie, and yet, some of it's not even used. Okay, real quick, since we're here at the end, like I said, I was going to show you what the inside of this looked like. So, I'm going to try and make sure I can see everything. Just like right, yep. Half walled out, half walled out. Got 3PO, R2, BB-8, Chewie. Then, got Kylo. Oh, gosh. That's digital code, I already used it. You got Kylo Ren, some Knights of Ren guys. Then on this side you have the Blu-ray disc, and I put the 4K disc underneath here because I don't have a 4K player yet. I kind of want to get one. And then there's the bonus disc. I've that has that 2-hour documentary. I've watched through some of it. It's pretty cool. And then right here, that's the artwork for the steelbook. So yeah. Okay. Let me take the discs out. Well, you know what? I'm gonna show them like straight up. Yeah, that's what they look like. That's what the bonus disc looks like. Yeah. Do this good. Yeah. I'm gonna get it off here. There we go. Regular Blu-ray disc and our nice 4K disc that I can't use yet with Helm Driver, Ben Solo, Kylo Ren, looking good. And this is the whole thing folded out. I think you can see it. Yep, you can see it. That looks good. So yeah, I think that's everything. Our live stream is coming to a close. I know no one is here watching, but I enjoy doing this because I enjoy doing live streams, even though they're kind of a pain with Wi-Fi connection and everything. So yeah, anyone who watches this after it looks like a regular video, if you made it this far, like put something in the comments, be like, let's say rip Ben Solo. If you made it this far, put rip Ben Solo in the comments, and I will heart your comment, or well, I heart pretty much any comment that's put on here. So yeah,